welcome back to my channel. So I thought of a really good idea to do for today's video. I wanted to do a full on face of makeup without using any brushes. So this has actually happened to me before. I went out and I forgot all my brushes at home and I had to do my face without any brushes. So here's some tips and tricks that can help you, maybe some tools that you might have around the house or wherever you happen to be at the time that could assist you in completing a full face of makeup. For my brows, I always use a brow pencil, which is nice because it has a spoolie and the product on one end and I can just fill in my brows like I normally would. So the next step, completely optional, but if you happen to have some Scotch tape laying around, this is going to help you create a more defined, clean looking eye. You absolutely do not need it, but if you have it, it will help. If you have any cream eyeshadows, this is actually going to work to your benefit because they're much easier to blend with your fingers and give you that gradient you're looking for and the dimension in an eye look. But I'm actually going to use all powders. This is just going to act as my base because I'm assuming that some people won't be packing cream products knowing that they're going to forget their brushes. So this actually happened to me with the naked palette, so I went ahead and did exactly what I did when I forgot my brushes. So I'm using the shade Smog in the outer corner. You're going to want to steer clear of any kind of matte shade because those are much harder to blend with your fingers. Yes, you like using them when you have brushes as your transition shade and all that, but with your fingers, you want to stick to creamy shades, creamy finishes. For the lid, I'm using Half Baked, which is a pretty gold shade, and I am trying to create some dimension to my eye by applying various shades of colors. And that base I applied initially is kind of acting as my transition shade because I applied it up just a little bit into my crease. I use the side of my finger to blend that crease area. And then for the outer corner again, I'm just going in with a little bit of a deeper color and gradually building it up. It looks a little bit messy right now because I'm going onto the tape, but if you didn't have the tape, you can clean it up with a makeup wipe or a Q-tip, anything like that. But removing it looks so much cleaner and more crisp. So it gives you that nice, clean, crisp outer corner. For a liner, I'm using my Kat Von D liner in Trooper. This is what I always use, so it's what I always have on me. If you have liquid liner, use that. If you have gel, I don't know what to tell you. It's going to be hard to do. You might want to skip the liner if you packed a gel. Just being honest, it's going to be really hard to do gel liner without a brush. But finishing off my wing, and then I'm just going to apply some mascara. I'm actually going to be applying some false lashes. So applying a primer and the mascara doesn't really matter for this look, but if that's what you have and no false lashes, go ahead and do that. But I will be applying some falsies just to create a full-on, full glam look. So you survived your eyes. That is the hardest part by far. So now we're moving on to the face. This is quite simple. I find it easy to do without any brushes. My face, I just apply my primer with my fingers, apply my foundation with my fingers. Really easy to do. After I've rubbed in the foundation with my fingers, I do go back to any spots that I feel I need more coverage and I pat it in. This will help build the coverage more in those areas. So it's important to always keep your hands clean during this, especially since you're going from your eyes to your face, so always just wash your hands. And now for my under eyes, I'm using the Maybelline Age Rewind. A lot of Maybelline. Didn't plan that out, just using a lot of Maybelline. So that's going to help brighten my under eye. I'm doing all the steps I normally would if I had brushes, but I'm just using products and my fingers. So I'm using the Sephora Gel Serum Concealer, favorite concealer right now. I applied that over top of the brightener and just going to blend it out with my fingers. Now to contour my face, I'm using this LA Girl Pro Conceal in the shade Beautiful Bronze. So this is going to act as a contour, but also more so a bronzing up of my skin. I'm putting it in the areas in which I would contour, but it's going to kind of double up as both. So this is going to give me that dimension back into my face. This is a really affordable concealer, and I love the formulation of this. It works perfectly for cream contouring, and I'm just putting that on the hollows of my cheeks, on my forehead, and then I will show you how I contour my nose with this product as well. To help with the nose contour, I always like to go back and put a little bit more of my concealer. This is going to highlight my face as well. So I put that on my nose, and then I'm putting a little bit on the places in which I would highlight, like the upper lip and my forehead. This is the new Maybelline contour kit. I picked it up the other day at Walmart. It comes with a brush, but I'm throwing it away because we don't have brushes. So I'm just going ahead using my fingers, or if you happen to have cotton rounds on you, these work great for makeup application and setting your face. So I peeled them apart, and I'm just setting my under eye area with the cotton round. And then you can also use these to set your face as well. So this is going to help pick up any excess oil. I'm dry, so it doesn't really do anything to me. But you can also use these to apply your powder products. So say you had a powder bronzer, you can go ahead and use this. It's much easier to use these for blush. They apply blush actually quite nicely. But if you don't happen to have cotton rounds wherever you are, or don't have a store near you where you can go pick them up, they're super cheap, then just use your fingers. Your fingers will still do the job, but the cotton rounds pick up powder product quite nicely and apply it actually quite well as well. For highlight, I'm just using my fingers. I do this normally, even though I have brushes for highlight. I just like the look of the highlight using my fingers. I find it packs it on a little bit better. I can be more precise. So I'm just going ahead and doing that. Now I'm just going to add a little bit of mascara to my lower lashes. If you happen to have a Q-tip on hand, you can always smoke out your lower lash line as well. I didn't mention that for applying eyeshadow, but if you happen to have Q-tips, you can most definitely use those to apply your eyeshadow, but I wanted to go full on fingers. So now for my lips, I'm just applying a lip pencil. This is from the new Urban Decay Gwen Stefani line in the shade Ex-Girlfriend, and I actually really love how just the lip pencil looked, but I figured I would try the matching lipstick as well with this. Now the last little tip you can use is take a piece of tissue, any kind of Kleenex you have, and rip it apart. The little fibers in between the sheets of tissue is actually going to help also pick up oil on your face. So if you didn't have cotton rounds, use a tissue. I am dry, so as I said, this doesn't really help me out right now. But I'm going to go in and set my face actually with this Maybelline Master Fix. Picked this up at Walmart the other day as well. And just using this to set my face. My face is dry, as I said. This is going to help set my makeup, but also add a little bit of hydration back into my skin. So this is the finished look. I hope you guys enjoyed this full face tutorial without any brushes. So if you don't have brushes, or if you misplace your brushes, this video is for you. So hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys in my next one.